So my name again is Olga Guadarrama, and I'm one of the financial aid counselors at our office. So we're just going to be talking about a couple things. We're just going to be talking about, what is the CARES Act that had to do with student loans, which student loans are eligible for this, when is the benefit going to end, which we don't really know the answer to that, and then where can you guys find more information. And then as Hannah said at the end too, I'll let you guys know where you can find the recording to the presentation, and I think that will be available tomorrow. Okay, so the CARES Act law was signed into law on March 27th, 2020. And there was a lot of sections to it, but the thing that related to student loans was that it provided relief for student loans beginning on March 13th through September 30th, mainly 0% interest during this time and no payments that are required for federal student loan borrowers. So it's been, a break from the normal, interest that usually accrues every single day on your student loans. So since March 13th, students that had existing loans didn't accrue any additional interest, and any new loans that they took out have also not been accruing any interest during that time. Then that was set to expire September 30th originally. But then on August 8th, President Trump extended that benefit until December 31st. And for some time now, we didn't really know what was going to happen because we thought we were going to know a little bit earlier if the benefit was going to be extended. But just recently, this past Friday, the U.S. Department of Education officially announced that it would extend the relief for one more month. So now it's going to be going until January 31st of 2021. And this is an automatic benefit, so you don't need to do anything in order for that to continue. Hopefully it will be extended past that January 31st date, but at this point we just don't know because, as you guys know, the new president-elect should be be sworn in basically on January 20th. So hopefully after that time, then we'll know what's going to happen for the next couple of months after January 31st. So the summary of what this really kind of does for your loans is, like I mentioned earlier, it is a 0% interest on all federally held student loans from March 13th of this year until January 31st of 2021 for now. This only applies to federal student loans, so no private student loans are eligible for this benefit, and no student loan payments are required until January 31st, 2021. So for students that are in repayment, they can choose to pay if they want to, but they don't have to until that time. And then these non-payments that students are basically not making during this time are going to count towards the number of payments required under an income-driven repayment plan. Those repayment plans are kind of set to be like 20 or 25-year repayment plans, but this time of non-payment is going to count towards those 20 or 25 years. And then also the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which is a 10-year repayment period. So any months that you have that count that you were working for a qualifying place while you were, not having to make these payments is going to count towards those 10 years. And then, like I mentioned earlier, those students or graduate borrowers that still want to make a payment can still do so. So they're not going to tell you can't make payments. You just don't have to make payments. And it's not going to affect your credit or anything like that too. So this is the part that gets a little bit complicated. So students sometimes are wondering which student loans are eligible. And any student loan that's basically owned by the Department of Education, this would include all federal direct loans. All of the loans, if you're a new borrower, you would have direct loans. This includes, any direct subsidized from undergrad, any direct unsubsidized, direct grad plus, even parent plus loans or consolidated loans. If it has the word direct in front of it, then you are, your loans are eligible for this benefit. The question kind of gets a little bit tricky once they're FFEL loans, federal family education loans. those are older loans from many years ago. Those are only going to be eligible if they're owned by the Department of Education, and also any federal Perkins loans. So those might be eligible as well if they are owned by the government, not by the school you attended. So I kind of had this little slide here to kind of show you. This actually came directly from the federal student aid. They kind of had a chart that looked exactly like this, just to kind of help explain which loans are eligible and which loans are not. But the direct loan program started on July 1st, 2010. So if you have any loans since that date, all of your loans should be eligible for the 0% interest and no payments. Obviously, you know, a lot of the students that are attending this presentation today are in school, so you wouldn't have to worry about the payment portion of this, because if you're in school, your payments are automatically like in school deferment and you don't have to pay. But just so you guys know. And then this was originally, you know, for the 0% from March 13th until January 31st. We kind of updated that to kind of show that extended time frame. So right now we don't know when the benefit will end. As of recent updates, you know, it is going to end right now, set to end on January 31st, but it is possible that the president-elect may extend the CARES Act student loan relief after he takes office on January 20th of 2021. And we will keep you guys informed on any future updates. So if there is an extension, you know, you guys will know, you know, when that extension is going to go to, depending on what they decide. And the best thing you can do, if you have not already, is set up an account with your loan servicer. This is a list of all the federal loan servicers. So if you're a brand new borrower to RFU, you had never borrowed federal student loans before, you obviously have not accrued any interest, because ever since you began the school year, the 0% interest had already been in effect. But once the benefit ends, you will accrue interest starting whenever that, you know, that benefit ends. And it is going to be good for you to kind of, you know, just be aware of what that outstanding interest, you know, monitor that. And the best way that you can do that is to create an account with your loan servicer. So please make sure that you know who your loan servicer is, that you create an account with them so that you can be aware of, you know, how much interest you're accruing so far. And, you know, like I said, these are all the different ones here and their phone numbers in case you need to contact them to ask them any questions. And I think a lot of them still are working remotely, but I mean, yeah, you can get in contact with them if you need to ask them anything during this time as well. And then all of the official updates for, you know, what's going on with student aid and this 0% interest and all of this stuff can be found on this website right here. They're really good about updating, you know, whatever's going on. Once an official announcement has been made, they usually update it here right away. So it's a good way to know what's going on and keep updated on the situation. And then this is where you can find the recording. So it's on the Google site, rfu.ms/FYE. And then you just have to go to videos and webinars and then click on handouts and resources to find the presentation slides. So you guys can find that information there in case you want to look at this. This is going to be basically just a really short presentation. We just wanted to give you guys an update that it was extended until January 31st for now, so that you guys knew that, you know, it wasn't going to start accruing interest on January 1st like originally we thought that was going to happen.